Yeah, I'm gonna show you my shirt, my sister pump shirt. Okay guys, I am in the process of rebranding my name. I'm not going to be Dare to Be Curly anymore. I know you guys are probably devastated, but I'm still gonna be Dare to Be Curly forever. I'm just going to be Dare to Be. I'm doing this just to hit more platforms, more niche, more ideas, more content ideas. I just don't want to stay stuck to one thing. I'm always gonna be Dare to Be Curly. No matter what, my hair's always gonna be curly. Like right now it's not curly. I'm not really advertising myself right now well, but it's all good because in 2023 we are evolving, we are growing, we are changing, we are blossoming. All the seeds we planted in 2022 are finally growing in 2023. My hair is like very old hair right now, so this is not a hair video. This is not a hair video. Let's just totally not look at my hair for this video. I'm probably gonna look at it the whole time, but whatever. Yes, I've been very skeptical of changing my name brands. I'm always gonna represent Dare to Be Curly because that's how I started my whole brand, but I just wanna open up my content options, just have more ideas. I have so much more. I'm not just hair. I am also skincare, wellness, book nerd, like all these things. Like I'm a low-key nerd. Last year I did a book challenge. I downloaded an app called GoodReads, and it gives you, every year you join a challenge, like a book reading challenge. My challenge was to read at least 24 books a year because if I read 2 books in 1 month, that would make me perfectly exactly 24. You know, because 12 is 24. It just made sense in my head because like, oh, I could do 2 books a month. You know, I've done that before. So that was my goal. I ended up over exceeding because I'm an overachiever. My goal, I ended up doing 26 books. How did I achieve to do 20 instead of 24? I did 26. I basically felt like I double read books too because I just loved it so much. I wanted to be back into that world. My best friend got me a Kindle actually for Christmas last year, and that's how I achieved it. I do have books, like lots of books that are in my big ottoman, my other ottoman, but the Kindle is what really helped me achieve this. I am obsessed with my Kindle. I'm actually reading a book right now called Queen of Myths and Monsters. It's by Scarlett Sinclair. I forgot the author's name. She's amazing. The first book I actually read was A Touch of Darkness by Hades and Persephone's love story. I am obsessed with Greek mythology. I've always been obsessed with Greek mythology. I actually wanted to major in Greek mythology. I was like, what the hell would I do with this degree? So there's that. I'm actually guys going to show you like my whole challenge and all the books I read through this screen recording from the app GoodReads. I was able to do this because, and also you can talk, and this app is so cool because you could talk to people in the app, comment, review on the books you read, and see if people have the same POV as you. Amazing. Definitely recommend. So this year, I'm going to up my game. So this year, I will be challenging myself to read 50 books. Yes. You guys are like, how is she gonna do that? I think the last book I read, I took a break from reading because I was reading a lot of high fantasy and then a lot of contemporary. I can't read that much contemporary because it relates too much to my life because I'm just like, oh, like my favorite trope is friends to lovers, and single right now, so it's kind of hard to read books when you're just like, oh my god, I just want he'll come. But anyways, the last book I read, I actually ended up reading it in 2 days. So that's how I know I can read 50 books in a year, because there was like 3 books of this year that I was able to read in like a day or 2, and I'm obsessed with them. These are the physical copies of my favorite authors and favorite books that I read this year. I will be going through them. I annotated, color coordinated this one. Yes, I read It Ends With Us first, but I actually read it on my Kindle. I don't have the physical copy, and I had to buy It Starts With Us. Look how cute that is. My friend actually gave me the idea. The same friend that gave me the Kindle. Like, she's just so great at organizing. But this book right here, And I got these books down. This book right here, I went down a whole spiral. Emily Henry, they're actually gonna make a movie of this book, and I don't know if I'm ready for it. I better have a boyfriend when this movie comes out, because this hit home. I am like a huge fan of Friends to Lovers as well as Enemies to Lovers. Like, come on, Pride and Prejudice, that's like the OG of Friends to Lovers. But lately I've been a huge fan of Friends to Lovers. I just don't know what it is, because it's just like you want them to be together and they just don't realize it. It's just so hard. But yes, this right here, People We Meet on Vacation, is Poppy and Alex. I'm always gonna hold you dear to my heart. Yes, that's how much this book, I resonated with this book so much. Another book, I'm actually in a book club with two of my friends. We're kind of slacking right now, but Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. This book, I finished it in 2 days. The Only would never finish 530 whatever book page in 2 days. The Only would never. I'm like, me can never. I don't know. I was so into this book that I couldn't annotate because it was that good. You need to read this book. There's one coming out in February. Things We Hide in the Dark, I think it's called. Definitely want to read the sequel, because this one also had my heart. I want to go on to the book that really, the author that kind of changed my life is Scarlett St. Clair. Yes, I knew I said it right. I don't know why. But the first book I read of hers was A Touch of Darkness. That's the one I said before, of Hades and Persephone's love story. And this is just Hades' point of view on, no, is it? Saga? Yeah. A Touch of Darkness, A Touch of Ruin, A Touch of Malice. That is Hades and Persephone's, actually no, I lied. Persephone's point of view. But the Hades saga is A Game of Retribution, and The Game of Fate hasn't come out yet. It will. And also Queen of Myth and Monsters. She's the author as well that I'm reading right now, from Queen of Myth and Monsters. But I'm obsessed with Scarlett St. Clair. Thank you, Dareline, for recommending me her. I'm obsessed. I'm always going to go back to her when I want to get into that dark contemporary fantasy world, like, and love as well. Oh, love it. Read King of Blood and Battle by her. Amazing. And we all know Colleen Hoover and her sadness books. And Colleen Hoover, I do like. Do I love? No, because it's a lot of it's too contemporary for me, but I still read it because there are really good reads. I like to read more of fictional characters. I like to read fictional characters. These characters are pretty realistic. This can happen in real life, but I did like It Starts With Us better than It Ends With Us. It broke me. It Ends With Us a lot, and this one kind of repaired that wound, but I did like it. I finished it in, I think, a day, too. I'm telling you, guys, like, I don't know who I am anymore. I'm showing you guys this side of me, this nerdy side of me that I've never showed before. So I'm a little nervous. Like, I am all beauty and brains. Oh, beauty and brains. So funny. And I get these little annotations, post-it transparent stickies in all colors. Like, how cute. You can get it off Amazon for like $8. So freaking cute. And it matches. Like, this is how I was able to do this to match the aesthetic of It Starts With Us. I didn't do it for People We Meet on Vacation because I didn't have these yet, but I will change the colors because it just looks cute. This year, we are going to try to read 50 books. I am super nervous because that's a lot of books. Like, that's a lot. Like, I would have to read 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Yeah. Probably 5 books or 4 in 12 months. 4 to 5 books each month, basically, to achieve this goal. Can I do it? I know I can, but when I get into that reading mode, I don't want nobody talking to me. I like to stay in my reading bubble. And the minute someone interrupts, pops that bubble, I get so mad. I rush to get back into that world. Like, you ever read a book and you're like working or working out and just like, oh, I can't wait to go home and go back to this person and this person, because that's how much you like are into that story, into their love story, into their just their story in general, that you're just like, wow, I need to see them. And you're not really seeing them, you're reading about them, you're reading their story. That's why I fell in love with reading this year. I used to never like to read, like, at all. It's not that I didn't like to read, it's just like I did like to read, but I didn't love to read. Now I love to read, because when I had to read, I was forced to read, but willingly, like to willingly read on my own terms, like that's when you get me to read. I'm a Leo, like don't tell me what to do. Like I'm not gonna do the total opposite. So I think that's another reason why it took me a minute to start reading. Sorry, my hair is a mess. It's very oily, very oily and dirty. I'm gonna go to the gym right now, so I'm not trying to even like fix it, because what's the point? So that's why it's like this video, my hair's a mess. I hope I inspired you guys to read this year. It could be, that was one of my New Year's resolutions last year, and I achieved it. I'm really happy, and I'm going to continue doing each year like a new goal. Like soon, one day, I'm going to be able to read 100 books a year. That's like the goal. If I were to choose one book and an author that changed my perspective on reading, favorite author has to be Scarlett St. Clair. She changed my perspective on reading books. I'm obsessed with reading now. And favorite book this year, I'm just gonna have to say it's People We Meet on Vacation, because this book, and I have this book that I've been, book lovers, I have been dreading. I haven't even started reading it. I want to start reading it, but I've been avoiding it because this book, I had the worst book hangover ever from this book. Like it took me like, I'm pretty sure like a month to read another book on how much damage this book did to me. I'm definitely gonna read this book this year. This will probably be the first one I'll start reading, because it's been on my shelf and I've been avoiding it. Like I know, like, oh my god, when are you gonna read it? She's like talking to me, book every night. So yes, I hope I inspired you guys to read for this new year. It'll open up your perspectives in so much things. And also I feel like when you read, you are kind of traveling in a way. Like if you don't have money and we're tight on funds last year, read, because like when you read, you're like going into different worlds and you're staying into your room. You're only staying in your room when you're traveling. It's like traveling the world when you read books. Okay. And that is it for this week's video. I dare you to read for this year. Okay. It's still a little weird for me to say I dare you to, so getting used to it.